Good day and welcome to S24 Rundown, bringing you headlines making the round in Nigeria and the globe. Short, sharp, and straight to the point. Our news in brief after the break. President Bola Tinubu is expected to review the proposed state police bill on September 3rd, marking a key stage in efforts to reform Nigeria's security architecture. The bill, which has generated widespread debate, seeks to create state-controlled police forces to complement the Nigerian police force in tackling insecurity across the country. The review is expected to determine the federal government's position before the legislation progress further, while supporters argue that state policing will improve community-based security and faster response to crime. Critics have cautioned against possible political interference and abuse by state governments. Also, organized labor has given the federal government until August 11th to pay outstanding wage award arrears and implement the 40% peculiar allowance for eligible federal workers. The Joint National Public Services Negotiating Council said the government has failed to honor previous agreements despite several engagements. Labor leaders warned that failure to meet the deadline could result in nationwide industrial action capable of disrupting public services. They urged the Ministry of Finance and other relevant agencies to act swiftly, insisting that workers should not continue to bear the burden of delayed payments. The National Economic Council has approved the refinancing of NNPC Limited's $3.3 billion project Gazelle facility through a new $4.5 billion financing arrangement. The restructuring is expected to unlock an additional $3 billion in liquidity while reducing financing costs and improving the company's cash flow. Government officials said the refinancing would also reduce the amount of crude oil committed as collateral under the existing agreement. They believe the move would strengthen Nigeria's external reserve, improve fiscal flexibility, and support investments in critical infrastructure and economic development. And on the international scene, Russian authorities say a Ukrainian drone struck a crowded beach, killing 7 people and leaving about 40 others injured. Officials described the attack as one of the deadliest strikes on a civilian recreational area in recent months, with emergency responders rushing victims to nearby hospitals. The incident comes as both Russia and Ukraine continue to intensify cross-border attacks despite ongoing diplomatic efforts to end the conflict. Ukraine has not immediately commented on Russia's claim, while international observers continue to monitor the latest developments. And finally, in and under global news, global attention remains fixed on the Iran conflict after U.S. President Donald Trump made fresh remarks as the crisis continues to unfold. Diplomatic efforts are ongoing, but concerns remain over the possibility of further military escalation across the Middle East. Analysts say prolonged tensions could have significant consequences for global oil prices, international trade, and regional security. Governments around the world are watching close developments while urging restraint to prevent the conflict from widening. Now, to business news with Karima Hassan.
Welcome to S24 Business News. Here are the stories making headlines. The Nigerian stock market opened the week on a strong note, with investors gaining 288 billion in a single trading session. The impressive performance was driven by renewed buying interest in blue chip stocks, pushing the overall market capitalization higher. Market analysts say the rally reflects growing investor confidence and optimism about corporate earnings, although attention remains focused on broader economic development in the weeks ahead. Away from the capital markets, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPC) Limited has announced another reduction in the pump price of premium motor spirits, commonly known as petrol. The latest price adjustment comes as competition continues to intensify in Nigeria's deregulated downstream petroleum sector. Industry experts say the increasing rivalry among fuel marketers is beginning to benefit consumers through more competitive pricing. However, they caution that fluctuations in the global crude oil prices and foreign exchange rates could still affect the future fuel prices. And in the corporate sector, Better Glass PLC has posted a strong financial performance. Despite rising operational costs, the company reported 79.7 billion naira in revenue, driven by sustained demand for its glass packaging products across the food and beverage industry. Despite inflationary pressures, higher energy costs, and foreign exchange challenges, Better Glass maintains steady revenue growth, underscoring the resilience of Nigerian manufacturing sector. And that's your business update for today. I am Karimet Hassan. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back, and now it's our next segment, which is the newspaper review segment, and we'll be doing this today with Abubakar Turaki. Turaki, how are you?
Hadiza, I'm doing great.
Hope you are great.
Thank
Okay,
you.
let's head straight into our first paper, and this is coming from Daily Monitor, and it says, no amount of propaganda can hide hardship. I think the economic hardship Nigerians are facing at the moment, and is urging the current administration of Bola Tinubu to focus on practical solutions rather than public relations. So, with the economic hardship in the country, Abubakar, let's have your point briefly on this before.
Thank you for pointing out briefly. I'm so excited and impressed. And yesterday or day before yesterday, the former vice president even sent a rejoinder to the federal government saying that success of governments cannot be presented during you cannot scale your government by just a mere presentation. You know, they said they have a technocrat people in their own government. So every achievement they feel like they achieved, they'll just come and be presenting in pie chart and the rest. And these are all political statements. You know, it's a campaign season now, and you are going to be expecting all sorts of rejoinder and even vengeance sometimes from the opposition and even from the government of the ruling party. But sometimes we need to remember, if the opposition are speaking, sometimes they are speaking from the bottom of their heart. They are not speaking not just because of politics or just because of opposition. And we know how some of Nigerians politicians and even Africa globally, where they have the perception of sit-tight syndrome, like politics is a do-or-die affair. So maybe I believe the presidency will respond to him positively by providing some succor, providing some palliative that will at least alleviate the suffering of Nigerians. Deep into our heart, we know that we are feeling it. Sometimes we have to disguise and feel like everything is okay, which is not.
I was going to go to that point whereby, since people are out there pointing out that, okay, the suffering and the hardship in the country is something else. What can be done? But you just mentioned right now, like some palliative. But do you think just narrowing it down or channeling it down just to palliative would solve the problem?
No, but the government have started addressing some critical issues that are making this very, very hard. You know, is that they made a very blind statement, which I feel is a blind statement. Before you even assume the mantle of, before you even enter into your own office, even though I know there is a transition, handing over transition program that has went through before his own inauguration speech, when he said that subsidy has gone. That statement, it was the statement that many Nigerians will never forget, especially myself as a young Nigerian. I can remember I was about to enter NYSC camp when President Tinubu made that statement. And since that time, Nigerians went into a kind of like a hallucination and deception, economic deception. But insecurity too triggered that hardship in the country. But the government have started addressing the problem of insecurity. I even saw in your headlines they are going to send the state police bill to the president.
To the president,
yeah, weeks, which is, we need to say kudos to them. But I have different perception of what state police is all about.
Yeah, good to come to
and
that.
Then we saw the president have initiated the forest guard. The president have increased the division from 8 to 12 division.
Yeah.
And many incentive from the government. And we know the president have been saying that he have been injecting funds to the state governors. So I believe maybe as the 2027 general election is fast approaching, maybe for now there is going to be a kind of like truce and reconciliation. We may likely see some positive policies that will make Nigerians smile. And if Nigerians are not quite enough, they may likely go and elect those people that deprive them 247 electricity, those people that migrated them from band A, from band B to band A to band even band Z, those people that withdraw subsidy on education, those people that withdraw subsidy on electricity, and they withdraw subsidy on petroleum. This is one of the major reasons why Nigerians are paying the price. I'm not campaigning for APC or PDP. I'm neutral, even though according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, I have the right to elect leader. But these are things that are going on. Everyone know how things were going on before the assumption of APC government. But when they assume, I believe they are doing their efforts, but I think they need to double their effort, because those are the people that campaign. They went to the 36 states of Nigeria, including Abuja, soliciting for campaigns from Nigerians for votes. And when Nigerians voted them, the story just changed.
Abubakar, like you rightly said, they need to double their effort for people to really see that they're actually doing
well,
something.
yes.
Because we've been having some great and good news in the public space.
And it's not of our wish
space
to be coming here to be saying the government have done this, have done. At least, if we are to be honest with ourselves, Nigeria is the only country we have.
Exactly.
I know we are running out of time. Let me just relinquish before I come back.
Quickly to our next headline. And this is coming from Daily Trust. It says, State Police Bill ready for Tinubu's review September 3rd. I mean, it was in the news.
Yeah, it's
good. You saw.
Good.
So the proposed state bill is expected to reach President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for review on September 3rd, marking another step, like I said, in the debate over decentralizing policing and helping the federal police. Why is Nigeria how important is this pushing of the state police
It's
bill?
very, very important, especially on their own political side.
Okay, because you said you had a different take as regards.
I have a different perception on why I know
state police. Yeah. So maybe we can just
within 6 to 7 months of elections, Hadiza, I stand to be corrected. As a student of political science, I love prediction. Nigerians will actually see good and fantastic policies from the presidency and even the state governors, especially those that are eyeing for second time. Yeah, they will do everything possible to impress Nigerians. You're going to see a kind of like a free flow of cash, palliative, political gimmick, political rigmarole, and even political deception from many politicians. We even saw recently, that was on Saturday, among one of the ruling party campaign. We saw how they were distributing branded smartphones to data boys. The videos is all over social media, and we even saw some SA and PA, they are even dashing out money to some women leaders. Before the 2027 election, Nigerians will smile. These are all strategy employed by politicians in order to vote them again. If I could remember, according to one psychiatrist, I think Franz Fanon, I think in one of his publications, The Witchet of the Art, he made mention it clear that toward election, because he's an Algerian, toward election, like the kind of like welfareism and Africans or even people that are getting from politicians is something that people will just be thinking, so why don't you channel this thing on the process of governance before the election? So these are the questions we need to ask ourselves.
So like in less than a minute now, what can be done to resensitize and reorientate Nigerians or Africans as a whole to stop looking at the short-term goals and short-term benefits and the stipends, because I'll call them stipends, the stipends that just come to them just for a few months and What can
And
just change
remember,
our
a bag
mindset?
of rice will not last for you for good 4 months, 4 years, sorry,
It
because
counts.
periodically we
It
have our
counts.
election after
I
4
work on
years.
it quickly.
And secondly, Hadiza, let me borrow from what one of the Islamic scholars said. May his soul continue to rest in peace. Sheikh Jafar. He said that any politician that bring a kind of suku or palliative to you, collect it, put it in your
What's your
house, but
conscience?
go and vote for the credible person. Because remember, you should be asked on the day of judgment. God Almighty is going to ask you for what you did, and you are going to account for what you did at all costs. For example, not just because I'm here as I'm working as a journalist. I know I can differentiate between the good, the bad, and even the ugly side of the politician. I know
Why
a
do you
bad
say that?
politician because I can differentiate between white and black because I have conscience.
Thank you so much, Chiraki. Thank you for this. We'll do this again tomorrow. It's always a pleasure having you on the set. That's it on Newspaper Review today. Up next is S24 coming to you after the break. S24 reports.
The Commission has engaged in taken several steps to ensure corporate transparency and the culture of compliance. But the main, should I say, the topmost of it is ensuring that our system is fully digitized. And the essence is to ease compliance. And when you talk about transparency, it's also to provide real-time access to information as opposed to having to walk into CAC to conduct searches for you to be able to know status of a company. So I think this is the major step. And then also for the Commission, digitization has also been of very critical advantage to us, because we all know with technology, analyzing documents is far much easier than when you have manual records. So it's much more easier for the Commission now to really analyze compliance level. So I would say we can scientifically now analyze our compliance level. And another aspect that the Commission has done to enhance compliance and transparency is enforcement. To drive this, the Commission has established enforcement departments all over the Federation, as opposed to when we had enforcement departments centralized just in the head office. So at the moment, we have enforcement offices all over the Federation. And beyond monitoring, they also these enforcement offices engage in a lot of sensitization, all in a bid to drive compliance. And for transparency, again, like I said, there's the issue of beneficial ownership disclosure. This is a legal requirement that has now been included in our law. So the Commission is also using the enforcement, driving compliance with this requirement of the law. And one other major step that the Commission has done to drive compliance is to leverage on the legal requirement of striking off. Of recent years, the Commission has been conducting striking off of dormant companies, meaning that companies that have not been filing returns for a very long period of time. So we've done a series of striking off, and we are also in preparation to do a publication for another set of 100,000 companies that will be struck off if their annual returns are not filed. So like I said, we've taken several steps that would drive this process.
Welcome to another edition of Political Arena here on S24 Television, a program where we discuss issues shaping our society and explore practical solutions to our dear country, Nigeria. Today's discussion focuses on technology and how young people can harness the presence of AI. Technology as a tool for development Technology is no longer limited to computers, smartphone. It is transforming education, healthcare, agriculture, governance, business, and community engagement. But how can community discussions? Our guest is Hussaini Adamu Saraki. He is a youth leader, development advocate, and technology enthusiast who is also passionate about youth empowerment, quality education, climate change advocate, and digital innovation guru. Hussaini, welcome to Political Arena here on S24 Television.
Thank you.
Thank you for honoring our invitation. So many people, if they hear the word, many people see technology as something only for programmers. How can you define technology in a simple term for a layman to understand?
Well, I can say technology is not for programmers. Technology is for everybody because when we talk about technology, we talk about innovation. So what we mean by technology is using a tool to simplify what you have been doing. Let's say you are into education, you are a teacher. There are tools that you are going to use to ease that you are teaching work. And also, even if you are a farmer, I can say people usually separate farming and technology. That is what we call climate smart agriculture. This is the kind of using technology to harness or to harvest more products than using olden days methods. So technology is for everybody. Technology is just innovation that is creating something new in what you have been doing.
Okay, as a passionate and expert on community development, what does community development means to you?
Well, if someone asks what community development means to me, I can say education, good health and well-being, people living in a conducive environment. So community development can, to my own perspective, means having access to quality education, having access to good health facilities, and also living in a conducive environment. So if you have all these things that I have mentioned, then you are living in a more I can say conducive environment, and this is what we have been fighting for our people to have, that is to have this set of basic necessity. So
okay, so how can technology improve everyday life in our local community?
Well, let's start, as you have said, education advocates. I give priority to education actually. So I will start with education. Technology can come in and help in that aspect, not necessarily in universities where these are grown adults using technology. I mean in a grassroots level where a teacher can use technology in shaping the knowledge that is given to the pupils or to the students. And in the other hands, healthcare. There are tons of innovations right now that are being put in place. Example, when you go to a clinic, all these paper records that might be missing sometimes. So there are the things that were being introduced, that is
okay, they are now being computerized.
Yes.
Okay, on the process of unemployment and lack of opportunities, can technology help to solve the problems of unemployment and poverty in northern Nigeria?
Yeah, I can't say yes directly, but technology can be used as a tool to hook unemployment. What I mean here is, you can't just say technology will solve the rate of unemployment, because if the youths are not, let's say they didn't give the chance to use the technology, so they will still remain in that aspect of in that what can I say, in that situation whereby the rate of unemployment is high. So it's kind of like hand in hand. They have to, like, the youth support have to be like employable for them to use technology. Maybe they use AI, cloud computing, they learn digital skills. So they have to learn the technology first before the technology will now reduce the rate of unemployment. And some of the youth are saying, or I can see some of the people are saying, technology will reduce. Will snatch some people's jobs. Actually, I don't agree with that. Technology will just improve some people's jobs and create new opportunities to those that are unemployed.
In your own opinion, what community problem can be addressed through digital innovation?
First, education, as usual. Right now, many of students in northern Nigeria, particularly where I came from, they only use books, and even the teachers, they also use olden days technology, all these olden days methods to teach. So if technology is being brought to the teachers first, even the student in rural areas will be able to like have such innovation. They'll get access to good quality education. If we say quality, if we say access to education, I don't mean a random access to education or those students that go to primary one, basic
qualitative
one.
education.
I mean a good
a
qualitative
and a presentable education.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And also in place like I've discussed in youth unemployment, there is high chance when we use technology, because you can see a graduate, let's say a class of 2024, 2023, thousands of people are graduating, but still they are waiting for governments to provide jobs for them. Well, there are tons of opportunities out there using technologies and innovation that they are going to use in order to have to be self-reliant and even employ others, but they choose to like wait for white collar job. And when we discuss on climate action, there are tons of AI tools that are used for weather system, soil,
etc. Okay, as someone that is very, very close to young people, how can we what are your calls to young people that they normally spend most of their time online trying to get more opportunities online? Like, how can they channel that effort to being productive effort in terms of harnessing opportunities online? But before we respond to this question, let's go for a short break. When we return, I believe you are going to answer this question for me.
Yeah.
Have you ever stepped out for just a few minutes only to discover that your mobile phone is gone? For many Nigerians, this is no longer a rare experience. It has become an everyday reality. Across the country, mobile phone theft is on the rise. Phones are stolen in markets, on buses, in traffic, at shopping centers, and even while people are walking on the street. One major reason is the rising cost of smartphones. With inflation and the weakening value of the naira, replacing a stolen phone has become difficult for many people. As demand for affordable devices grows, stolen phones are often resolved quickly on the black market. According to the Nigerian Communication Commission, Nigeria had over 172 million active telephone subscriptions in the early 2026, with millions of people relying on mobile phones every day. Criminals see them as valuable and easy targets. Another reason is the market for fairly used phones. When buyers purchase second-hand devices without verifying where they came from, it creates demand for stolen phones and encourages more theft. Nigeria's economic challenges also play a role. The National Bureaucracy of Statistics reports that inflation and the rising cost of living continue to put pressure on households. While this never justifies crime, experts say financial hardship can contribute to an increase in the petty theft. Criminals also use different tactics. Some target people using their phones openly in crowded places. Others create distraction, pretend to ask for direction, or work in groups to snatch phones and escape before victims can react. Your mobile phone is more than just a gadget. It stores your contacts, your photos, messages, banking apps, and personal information. Losing it can lose both your money and your privacy.
As mobile phone thefts continue to rise, staying alert and being mindful of how and where you use your phone can make all the difference.
Nigeria is a country known for its diverse culture and tribes. This is Waja tribe, a community fueled by craftsmanship, courage and identity. Every garment they wear, every dance they perform, and every tool they preserve tells the story of a people determined to protect their heritage.
Wannan farin kayan mun gada tun daga kakannin kakanni, wanda mu a al'adarmu na Waja ba mu taba mu sayi yadi a kasuwa cewa wai mu je mu mori kayan turawa ba. Mu da kanmu Allah ya ba basira tun asalin kakanmu. Ya tsinco wannan auduga daga bakin tsuntsu wanda Allah ya sa tsuntsun ya ɗauko kwayan auduga ya jefa gonansa. Da ya zo ya ga wani abu fari-fari ya fita gonansa. Ce wannan abun kam ya ne yana lallaka kamar zai zama wani abu. Sai ya ɗan ɗauka ya fizgi kwayan. Sai ya ga abin ya zama kaman kyalle. Sai Allah ya nuna masa basiran cewa to bari in wallafa wannan abu mana ya zama kaman ko zare, tunda in nayi haka yakan yi zare. Haka yayi wannan al'amari sai ya mai da shi kaman zaren. Ko waje sai ya ce to wannan abin in Allah ya da sai nayi injin ɗinsa. Da yayi injin ɗin sai ya sassaka injin ɗin nan sai ya fara sassaka wannan zare-zare ɗin. To sai Allah ya ba shi hikima na cewa in ka hada kana iya ka saka farin waja.
For the Waja people, clothing is more than protection for the weather. It is a living connection between the present generation and the wisdom of the ancestors.
Wannan kariya, lokacin da bawaje shi zai je farauta ko zai je daji, wannan abun idan har ka ɗauri wanda ya kamata, ɗaya yana kiwonce batun yunwa, ko da yunwa yana daminka, za ka yunwa zai ɗan sassautu. Na biyu, kibiya. Kafin kibiya ya fuda wannan abun ya je har ga cikinka, ƙarfin kibiyan ya rabu. Ko da zai same ka da dafi, sauran dafi za su kwanta a wannan abun. Wanda zai ya nuna cewa idan har aka je aka same ka a maza aka cire kibiyan nan, to in aka baka magani za ka warke cikin lokaci.
Whether practical or symbolic, every object carries generation of stories and beliefs.
Idan wani abu hidima ya same mu na farin ciki, za a yi a fita da kayan nan, a je a taya mutumin nan da wasanni, a nuna kayan al'adunmu wanda kakanninmu na tun farko suka fito da shi. Na biyu, idan an je wani farauta ko an kace babban nama ko an yi lokacin yaki, idan wani jarumi ya yi farauta mai kyau, za a zo a fita da wannan kaya, a je a kwana ana rawa, ana taya ci murna. A yi ruwa, a dafa ruwa, ana ci abinci ta kowane gida. Zan yi waka wanda ya kamanci jarumi, wato masu farauta wanda suka yi jarumi. Yarauna na babri su kawai yare kwala ne kwalati ma bujo ko kui ma bulingiya wani tina do bolwa yiri wuri guri fi daidai kali ta bai canga. Kuricha mole do do ne bakoro bolo ge ne da kuni chana ya lai.
Music is the heartbeat of Waja culture. Through rhythm, dance, and songs, history is remembered, and every generation learns the values of the community.
Mashin nan wanda za ana tafiya da shi, za a dauki jarumi a wuya. Wani zai yi rike wannan mace yana jan gaba. Wannan idan an harbo kibiya, za a tada kibiya da shi, ba zai same ni ba.
Wannan muna kira shitiga, wannan shitiga. Wanda mu ba waje muna iya mu je gona abin daji wajen farauta da shi. Bi ma'ana idan ka yi harbi ba fada ba fa, ba fada yaki ba a'a. Wannan ba a yi shi don mu yi yaki da shi ba, amma mu je farauta. Da zaran ka harbi nama lokacin da ka je ka same shi yana haɓaka zai kaman na dafin ya kama shi, kana iya ka sare shi, kana iya ka kafa masa ainihin bayan. Wannan kuma shine baka, mu hada da kibiya domin mu harbi naman daji.
Idan za ka je gona ko farauta, idan ka samu wani abu, za ka je ka juya gatarin nan ya zama maka fatanya, ka nemi abin da za ka yi ka ci da shi ko magani.
Every tool reflects a balance between everyday life and the need to defend one's community.
Ina ce da shi jinati, akwai kaya a ciki, da wanda an bude yana nuna wuta, idan ka buga sai ya nuna wuta. Ko ana ruwa, ko ana sanyi, ko ana safi, shi baya bari.
Long before matches and lighters, the Waja mastered the art of crafting fire from nature itself. Knowledge carefully preserved and passed from one generation to another. The story of the Waja people is not only about the past. Their culture remains a reminder that true wealth is not measured by more than possessions.
Welcome to Security Update on S24 Rundown. I am Gloria Atta. On today's bulletin, troops disrupt an alleged ISWAP supply network in Borno. Police investigate the reported shooting of a businessman by military personnel in Adamawa, and the Nigerian Navy intercepts 5 suspected stowaways attempting an illegal sea voyage to India. And now the details. Troops of Operation Hadinkai have arrested 2 men suspected of supplying logistics to ISWAP terrorists in Borno State. The suspects were intercepted during an intelligence-led operation at a military checkpoint in Monguno after days of surveillance targeting terrorist supply routes. Military sources say the suspects allegedly admitted they were transporting food and other supplies to ISWAP fighters operating in Kukawa local government area. Security operatives recovered food items, soap, headlamps, mobile phones, herbal medicine, and an alleged ISWAP-issued gate pass believed to have been used to access terrorist-controlled locations. The suspects are now in military custody as investigations continue. Moving on, the Adamawa State Police Command has launched an investigation into the alleged shooting of a businessman by military personnel in Mubi North local government area. Police say the incident was reported after the victim, Suleiman Abubakar, sustained a gunshot wound during an encounter with soldiers on the night of August 2nd. Officers responded to the scene and ensured the victim received medical attention before he was transferred to a specialist facility in Yola. Commissioner of Police Kabiru Hassan has directed the State Criminal Investigation Department to conduct a thorough and impartial investigation. The police say they are working with military authorities and have appealed for calm while urging anyone with useful information to assist the investigation. And finally, the Nigerian Navy has handed over 5 suspected stowaways to the Nigerian Immigration Service after they were rescued from a merchant vessel at Tinkan Island port in Lagos. The suspects were discovered concealed inside the ship's rudder compartment while allegedly attempting to travel illegally to India. Naval authorities say the men boarded the vessel while it was docked at the port before they were detected and safely evacuated. Following preliminary investigations, the suspects were transferred to the Nigerian Immigration Services for further processing and possible prosecution under Nigeria's immigration laws. The Navy says the operation highlights ongoing collaboration among security agencies to combat illegal migration and strengthen maritime security. And that's the latest security update. Remember, stay informed, stay safe, and support security agencies' efforts to keep our communities safe. Bye for now.
If you're just joining us now, welcome to Tech Updates. I am Gladys Asuko, and here are today's top technology stories. The federal government is stepping up efforts to make Nigeria a major player in health technology. A new policy review shows the Tinubu administration is increasing funding and support for startups developing technology for healthcare. The goal is to help local companies build solutions for challenges such as disease diagnosis, medical records, telemedicine, and access to healthcare, while creating the next generation of billion-dollar health tech companies, often called as unicorns. The initiative is also expected to attract more private investment, encourage innovation, and reduce Nigeria's dependence on foreign health technologies. Now, across Africa, Thailand has secured about $26.8 billion in new investment for its semiconductor and electronics industry. As global manufacturers continue shifting supply chains beyond traditional public hubs, the investment comes as companies look for alternative manufacturing locations to reduce supply chain risks and meet growing global demand for computer chips used in smartphones, vehicles, artificial intelligence systems, and other electronic devices. Now, let's take a close look at the global stage. The White House is meeting today with executives from OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic to review a proposed government framework for evaluating advanced AI systems before they are widely released. The proposed framework focuses on cybersecurity and safety testing. It is designed to encourage AI companies to voluntarily allow the government to assess powerful AI models for potential risks, including cyber threats, before they become publicly available. The meeting reflects growing efforts by U.S. authorities to balance rapid AI innovation with national security and public safety concerns. And finally, Amazon has crossed the $3 trillion market valuation for the first time after its shares surged following a strong earnings report. The company's cloud computing business, Amazon Web Services, recorded impressive growth, driven largely by rising demand for AI services. The milestone places Amazon among the world's most valuable companies and highlights how AI continues to fuel growth across the global technology industry. And that's a tech update for today. I am Gladys Asuko. Thank you for watching. Do have a lovely day.
If your playlist has been on repeat all day, Don't worry, we've got company. And if you've been refreshing social media instead of replying to messages, well, we won't judge. Welcome to S24 Entertainment Update, where we bring you the biggest stories making waves in music, movies, and pop culture. Today, Burna Boy is making history. Mercy Chinwo delivers a gospel moment fans won't forget. And Ariana Grande is getting ready to step away from the spotlight. So, let's dive right in. Starting with Burna Boy is proving once again that the world is a stage. The Afrofusion superstar has announced that he will return to London's 80,000 capacity stadium in 2027, making him the first African artist to headline the venue 3 times. After selling out the stadium during his Love Damini tour in 2023 and doing it again with his I Told Them tour in 2024, Burna Boy is showing no signs of slowing down. The announcement comes during another remarkable year for the Grammy winner. His FIFA World Cup anthem with Shakira continues to enjoy global success, while music analytics platform Chartmasters recently ranked him as the best-selling African artist of all time. To keep fans talking, Burna Boy also hinted that more major announcements are on the way, fueling speculation about a new album before the 2027 concert. We can't wait for that. From breaking record in front of thousands to a worship experience that touched thousands more. It was an unforgettable moment at London's Gospel Garden Festival when gospel legend Craig Franklin invited Nigerian gospel star Mercy Chinwo on stage for a surprise performance. The unexpected collaboration at the Crystal Palace brought the audience to its feet as the two artists delivered a powerful worship session together. Within minutes, videos of the performance flooded social media, with fans praising the moment as a beautiful display of faith, unity, and the growing global influence of gospel music. Many are already calling it one of the festival's most memorable highlights. And finally, from a surprise performance to a surprise announcement, this story is for Ariana Grande fans. Ariana Grande has confirmed that she will be taking a break from public life after completing her External Sunshine tour. Speaking during a concert in Chicago, the singer explained that the decision wasn't influenced by recent events, but was something she planned long ago from what she described as a thoughtful and empowered place. Grande thanked fans for standing by her throughout the years of reassurance when this isn't just a goodbye. Instead, she says it's simply time to step back, recharge, and focus on the next chapter of her journey. And that's your entertainment update for today. Whether it's breaking record, creating unforgettable moment, or taking a well-earned pause, the entertainment world never sleeps and neither do the headlines. I am Khadija Mohammed. Thanks for watching. Coming up next is Sport News with Martha after the break.
Hello and welcome to your sports update, where the games may pause, but the stories never end. So, let's get you up to speed. First up, with exciting news for Nigerian football, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says the Center of Excellence is fully prepared to host the 2026 CAF Awards after a successful inspection by officials from the Confederation of African Football. The inspection team toured the Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts, formerly the National Theatre, alongside hotels, transport systems, and other facilities that will support Africa's biggest football awards ceremony. The prestigious event, scheduled for November 21st, will celebrate the continent's finest players, coaches, and football personalities, while Abuja will host CAF's 48th Ordinary General Assembly. For Nigeria, it's another opportunity to showcase not just its love for football, but its ability to stage world-class sporting events. And now, to a heartbreaking loss that has left the mixed martial arts community in mourning. The UFC is mourning the sudden passing of Brazilian flyweight fighter Alan Nascimento, who died at the age of 34 after suffering an apparent heart attack in his sleep. Nascimento joined the UFC in 2021 and earned respect across the sport for his technical skill, determination, and calm personality inside and outside the octagon. He compiled a professional record of 22 wins and became known as one of the division's most dangerous submission specialists. Tributes have continued to pour in from fellow fighters, coaches, and fans, with many remembering him not only for his performances, but for the humility and kindness he showed throughout his career. Now, Back to the football pitch where every point mattered and two North African nations kept their title hopes alive. Hosts Morocco are through to the quarterfinals of the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations after a hard-fought godless war against Senegal. The result was enough to send the Atlas Lionesses into the knockout stage while bringing Senegal's campaign to an end. Joining them are Algeria, who sealed qualification with a convincing 2-0 victory over Kenya to finish among the top teams in Group A. With the quarterfinals now taking shape, the race for Africa's biggest prize in women's football is heating up, and every match from here promises even higher stakes. And that's the final whistle on today's sports update. Thank you for watching. I am Martha Okpalanedu. Stay active, and I'll see you next time. Coming up next is Pidgin News after the break. My country people, I don't come again with everything where they happen for inside the country and the world. Make we walk through the gist together. President Tinubu will review the state police matter on the 3rd of September. Make we start with the major security updates. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they expected to review the proposed state police bill on September 3rd. This one a big step to change how security and policing they work for Nigeria. The bill won't make state governments get their own police force to help Nigerian police force fight insecurity. Supporters they talk say the state police go make security reach grassroots quick and make response to crime dey fast because now the locals sabi their area. But critics they fear say state governor fit dey abuse the power, use them do politics matter. This review go help federal government know whether to support them before them carry them go next level. And for our second theory, Labour don't give federal government August 11 deadline to pay their money. Labour don't give federal government strict deadline of August 11, say make them pay their money or their outstanding wage arrears and implement the 40% peculiar allowance for federal workers where it concern. The Joint National Public Service Negotiating Council talks say government don't promise and fail too many times. Labour leaders come once say if government fail to pay before these dates, nationwide strike go happen and everywhere go scatter. And public officers no go work. Them they beg Ministry of Finance make them run them sharp so workers no go they suffer. National Economic Council give green light make NNPC refinance to unlock the $3 billion. And now we don't work reach economy side. The National Economic Council don't approve say make them refinance NNPC Limited $3.3 billion Project Gazelle facility through a brand new $4.5 billion arrangement. This restructuring will help bring out extra $3 billion cash liquidity, reduce how them they pay for loan and make company cash flow sweet. Government officials explain say this move will also reduce the amount of crude oil where they use as collateral. It will help strong Nigeria external reserves, ginger economic growth, and support more money for infrastructure. And gradually, we don't eventually cross border. Russian authorities don't announce say one Ukrainian drone hit beach with plenty people. It killed 7 people and wound over 40 people. Officials talk say this one one of the wickedest attack on civilian area for recent months. As rescue workers rush people go nearby hospital. This drama they happen as Russia and Ukraine still they war hot. Even though people they try settle them diplomatically. And as it be now, Ukraine said never talk anything. And my people, we don't work reach our last story where the table. I don't turn go Middle East for the sake of Iran conflict, especially after US President Donald Trump dropped fresh yarn as crisis they unfold. People they try use diplomacy calm them down, but fear still get the ground. Say the war fit scatter everywhere for Middle East. Analysts they won't say if this tension continue as they go so, it fits affects global oil prices, international trade, and security for different countries. Governments all over the world they monitor them back to back, and they beg both sides monitor them back to back, and they beg both sides make them calm down, make them apply wisdom, And my people, now everything we carry come for this edition of S24 Pidgin with this, so make una enjoy the rest of our day.
What if I told you that the future of a community isn't just shaped by leaders alone, but by ordinary people like you and I? It may sound surprising, but every decision that affects our schools,
healthcare, security, roads, and even the opportunities available to us is influenced not only by those in government, but also by the willingness of citizens to get involved. So you may likely ask, why does civic participation matter? Civic participation simply means taking an active role in the affairs of your community and country. While many people think it only means voting during elections, it goes far beyond that. It's volunteering in your community, attending town hall meetings, reporting problems in your neighborhood, joining peaceful advocacy campaigns, holding leaders accountable, signing petitions, or even simply speaking up respectfully about issues that affect everyone. Every society functions better when citizens don't just complain, they contribute. Think about it this way. A football team can't win if only the goalkeeper shows up. Every player has a role. Society works the same way. When people actively participate, governments become more accountable because they know people are watching. Communities become more safer because residents report crimes and they work together. Public services improve because people demand better healthcare, quality education, reliable electricity, and better infrastructure. Civic participation also gives people voice. It reminds everyone that have the power to influence decisions that affect their life and even shape them. Young people especially begin to realize that instead of saying nothing will change, it can become part of the change. History proves this. Many of the rights, freedoms, and social reforms we enjoy today didn't just happen by chance. They happened because ordinary people refused to stay silent. They participated, organized, and demanded positive change. But when people choose not to get involved, the consequences can be very serious. Corruption grows, poor leadership goes unchallenged, bad policies remain in place, and important decisions are made only by a few people, while everyone else lives with the consequences. That's why civic participation isn't just a right, it's a responsibility. The truth is, democracy doesn't strive because of politicians alone. It strives because ordinary people choose to participate. So the next time you think your voice doesn't matter, remember this. A society is shaped not only by the leaders it elects, but by the people who choose to show up. Because change doesn't begin in government, it begins with people.
Thank you, Shukra, with the Pidgin version of our news. And this brings us to the end of S24 Rundown. Do join us tomorrow, same time, for more updates and breaking stories. My name is Hadiza Galadima. Bye for now.
Guys, the World Cup was stolen, like the trophy itself. And I'm not even joking. It actually happened. So stay with me to get the full gist. In 1966, just 4 months before England hosted the FIFA World Cup, the Jules Rimet Trophy, the original World Cup trophy, named after former FIFA president Jules Rimet, was on display at Westminster Central